Hello, this is Harry Paden. I am the host of Paden's Pulpit. This is Season 2, Episode 44. In salute to Veterans Day, today is Veterans Day. I've done a podcast on Veterans Day. You can find that on YouTube under the title of Veterans Day. There is a specific reason that November 11th, the day Veterans Day is celebrated. I detail it there, or you can always look it up. Today's specific subject regarding Veterans Day is Black service to the USA. Black service to the USA. Blacks have served in every conflict under the flag of the USA. From when we gained our freedom from the British, the Civil War, and all the wars that followed. A brief history will follow. Today, November 11th, is celebrated every year as Veterans Day. I've done podcasts. I did a podcast on why specifically that day is celebrated. Throughout America's history, from the Battle of Lexington to the Battle of Fallujah, Black soldiers have honorably answered the call to duty, serving with great valor and distinction in America's armed forces. The story can't be told without reflecting on the historical achievements made by Black Americans and preserving those memories. Black Americans have served and sacrificed in every conflict in our nation's history, with more than 245 years of honorable service. Black Americans have defended our nation since the Revolutionary War, have built a legacy of courage and professionalism by serving the U.S. Army and other branches of the U.S. with great honor and distinction, inspiring generations to come and be recognized and honored. That legacy continues. Some of the wars, the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, the war that went on from 1815 to 1840, the Mexican-American War, the American Civil War, the Indian Wars with an S, Spanish-American War, the Philippine-American War, World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, of course, the Gulf War, the wars over in Iran, and all the recent wars that took place. Everyone had Black Americans who served in there. Prior to World War II, the U.S. Army Air Corps did not employ blacks in any role. This policy was based on the racist view that blacks did not possess the intelligence to fly or service aircraft. In 1925, the U.S. Army College study, this is what they concluded. Blacks are mentally inferior by nature, subservient, and cowards in the face of danger. They are therefore unfit for combat. Oh, my skin is about to crawl from these idiots. This policy changed in 1940 when President Roosevelt ordered the Air Corps to build an all-Negro flying unit. This order directed the Army to create the 99th Pursuit Squadron, which was made up of blacks. In September 1941, then officer Benjamin O. Davis Jr. became the first black to solo an aircraft as a U.S. Army Air Corps soldier. Progress was slow, but in spite of resistance from America and the military, they were named the Tuskegee Airmen, made up of blacks, African Americans, and 5 airmen of Haitian descent. They overcame discrimination and prejudice to become one of the most highly respected fighter groups of World War II. They ended up conclusively proving that African Americans could fly and maintain sophisticated aircraft. The Tuskegee Airmen's achievements, together with the men and women who supported them, paved the way for the full integration of the U.S. military. In all, here's some of the numbers. The Tuskegee Airmen flew 1,578 missions, destroyed 261 enemy aircraft, 111 German airplanes in the air, and another 150 on the ground. On bomber escort missions, the Tuskegee Airmen Unit was the only unit that never lost a U.S. bomber to enemy fire. Here's some more statistics. The Tuskegee Airmen also received 3 Distinguished Unit citations, destroyed 950 enemy rear cars, trucks, and other motor vehicles, sank a destroyer by P-47 machine gun fire, earned 150 Distinguished Flying Crosses and at least 1 Silver Star, earned 744 Air Medals, 8 Purple Hearts, and 14 Bronze Stars. On October 27, 1954, Colonel, remember he was an officer when he flew the first plane as a black American, Colonel Benjamin O. Davis Jr. was promoted to the rank of Brigadier General. Davis was the first black American to wear 1 star in the U.S. Air Force. He went on to become the first black American general officer in the United States Air Force. On December 9, 1998, he was advanced to a 4-star general by President Bill Clinton. That's just some of the service by black Americans. One that I highlighted, the Tuskegee Airmen. If you look in my book, Now You Tell Me, History/Facts Not Taught in Most Schools, Break the Chains, Knowledge is Power, I talk about the civil service. By the end of the Civil War, almost 200,000 black soldiers had fought for the Union and for their freedom. These black soldiers and the Tuskegee Airmen and all the other black soldiers that fought in all the wars that I mentioned proved beyond a doubt that the idiots who said something about blacks lack of intelligence lacked intelligence themselves. On Veterans Day, I like to honor all veterans regardless of race, creed, or color, because discrimination was not solely on black Americans. Japanese Americans, Vietnam Americans, Jewish Americans, all were discriminated against. The funny thing is they all fought for the freedom of our nation. Happy Veterans Day. To God be the glory for the veterans and their sacrifice for our